Now size really does matter, every inch makes a difference. I'm on about inside leg measurements, missus. Now just behave yourself, you know, some of you viewers are uncontrollable. I'm trying to be deadly serious here. Serious about people like me who are just slightly vertically challenged. So when you're choosing a modern day motorcycle, you have a problem because some are far too big for us. Take this for example. Amongst our varying different types of machines, we've got this, a Triumph Tiger, massive, big trailer bike. And then you move on to such as this, the Model 2000 Fireblade, the ultimate sports machine. And let's move on now to the Triumph Sprint RS, which is an absolutely superb sports tourer. The Virago, Yamaha Virago, famous. It's a custom cruiser bike. There are loads of different types and they have a reasonably low seat height. And then this little baby, a Yamaha Slider, a different type of scooter. But the fact is, all these are all varying different seat heights. Now I'm going to excite you now. I'm going to show you some magic. I have absolutely nothing up my sleeves. In fact, I've got the wrong shirt on, I've got no sleeves at all. And with just a few of those magical words, as in abracadabra. Look at that, eh? I've only got to say those words, abracadabra, and something appears. What on earth is this? I don't know. I tell you what, never work with animals, children and Paul Johnston, eh? We don't need them, for goodness sake. Although this is one seriously big machine. But what do you expect? It's a trail bike, or that type of machine, and it's a big one at that. So they are very, very seriously high. In fact, well, whatever, with a 29-inch leg measurement, there's not a lot of hope, to be honest with you. So let's see if I can get my leg over this bike without those ladders. Oh, I can get my leg over it, but look, I'm on my tiptoes. In fact, if I'm in front of I can't quite touch there. Very iffy, and it is a problem for people like myself on big bikes. Certainly if you're perhaps new to motorcycling and you're still a little bit uneasy, because we're on flat ground now. Just imagine what it'd be like if you had a bit of curvature of the road or even a pothole. You'd definitely be on your backside before you know it. So that's the Triumph Tiger, the big fancy trail bikes. What about the sports bike? Abracadabra. Hey, I'm getting good at this, aren't I, eh? David Copperfield, eat your heart out. Right then, this is the ultimate sports bike, I'm sure you'd agree. Now then, is this a problem or not? Well, on some occasions it is, and it's not necessarily because of the seat height, and this isn't so bad, and I feel quite good. It's often a problem with the reach. Now, I've got to admit, this is quite all right, but they're not all as good. And another factor is the seat width at the front here is quite nice. This particular model does come down a little bit, but on previous model Fireblades it's been a lot wider. On quite a lot of other sport bikes as well, the seat at the front here is quite wide, which does still give you a bit of a problem reaching the ground. But I feel quite at home in this one. But anyway, that's the sports bike. What do we have next? Well, the next was the sports touring machine. So, abracadabra. It's good, this magic thing, isn't it? But I never seem to get quite the model I was thinking of. But anyway, there's not a lot wrong with this Triumph Sprint RS. It is an excellent sports touring machine. And if it's tourer, you want to go places. If you want to go places, you want to be comfortable. And I'll be honest, you will be comfortable, even if you have got this problem of a short inside leg, because I feel quite confident in here. I can move it around quite nicely. Reach, absolutely superb. So, which brings me to a very simple point. Just because it's big CCs doesn't necessarily mean it's big all round, big seat height, long reach. There are many, many smaller capacity bikes in the 500, 300 cc categories that are actually taller than these things. So get down to your showroom and try them before you decide your limitations. Enough of you, Triumph. Abracadabra. So there we are. The custom machine, in this case the 535 Virago, and it really is low. My feet are flat on the ground here, no problem whatsoever. Lovely riding position, and in fact when you are riding your feet are forward. I would actually say that if you're big and tall, you probably have more problems with this bike than if you're short, because your legs are going to be up here and often in the way because of the feet forward problem here. But it's comfortable, and it's often referred to as a ladies' machine. Hey, we're not being funny about it, but I can understand the ladies going towards one of these, and very often the 535 is what you go for. Think big, ladies. Hey, get something big between your legs, because the 1100s are not actually that much bigger. Abracadabra. And finally, the little ones. Well, are they little? Not always. They might be little in cc, but they're not always little in seat height, I can assure you. I have ridden so many of these things. It's deceiving. For example, if I can get it off the stand, here we go, look at that. My feet are only just on the ground, I'm on tiptoes. Some of them are even bigger still, and the reason for it is, it's not so much the height of the seat, it's the width of these footboards, of which are on a lot of them. Now this one hasn't got all the leg shields even, but nonetheless, it's still quite wide. And there are some of them that are even taller and wider. So, what this brings us to is something really very, very simple. You've got to try them. Don't just set your mind on a particular model or type of machine, because you might be just a little bit disappointed. You might not fit it. Go to the showroom, sit on them, try them, and narrow it down that way. Because obviously, if you fit the bike properly, you're going to be a lot safer. For example, that's why I get the road tests on these little scooters, because my feet fit the floor very sensibly and I'm therefore safe. And safety is of a paramount importance. All right? Now, a bit more magic. Abracadabra. The Fireblade key. Who gives a hoot whether I fit it or not?